Hey guys, it's me Ben, back with another quickie for you, and this time it's Trials of the Blood Dragon. Now this was entertainingly announced at the Ubisoft press conference at E3 this year, with a couple of crazy dudes coming out on the stage and loving it as they announced this bonkers mixture of the Trials game with the Far Cry Blood Dragon license. And it was wacky, it was insane, it had this over-the-top kind of like action figure trailer, and what we've got here is the sort of Trials mechanics mixed with some incredibly unnecessary and poorly implemented platforming and shooting mechanics, and it just doesn't work. The reason this game isn't a 1 out of 5 stars, so spoiler, you know it's not getting that rating, but the reason it's not that is that the Trials mechanics with the bike and other vehicles actually, which is kind of a nice addition, you know, things like tanks and minecarts and all kinds of weird stuff you get to ride in this game. Those mechanics, those physics-based Trials games which have set the, sort of that genre, you know, the bar for that genre, work really, really well. I love Trials games. I think with Trials Evolution, the last Trials game, I feel like that was enough Trials, at least for a while. That game was solid, with the DLC on offer, was, you know, extensive. There was loads of cool stuff and different types of levels, and that was a lot of fun. This is a bridge too far. I feel like there are so many tracks in Evolution for Trials gameplay that there's just no need for this. The concept itself is just not strong enough. You have this wacky World War IV mixture of blood dragging mythos, you know, with this Trials mechanics. It's just poor. It's not funny, it's not well written, the voice acting is some of the worst I have heard in a long time, and the fact that, you know, the Trials mechanics does involve, you know, replaying sections over and over again means you have to listen to the same awful voice dialogue again and again and again, and it makes you want to kill yourself, or more likely just turn this game off, which would also be a totally fair thing to do. So it's a real shame, and it's hilarious that one of the key features on the website for this game is that it's Trials with a storyline. Trials doesn't need a storyline. Trials is about leaderboards and time attack. It doesn't need wacky crap, you know, just sort of put around it to make it interesting. Whereas I would say the wacky crap from Blood Dragon that was wrapped around the Far Cry sort of experience was totally necessary and worked really well, because, you know, to me that Far Cry experience can get a little dry, can get a little boring. So yeah, give it some 80s action movie infused craziness. It's just not needed in this, you know, and beyond that, when it is, the way it's done isn't good. I mean, that's why the footage you've seen me capture here is from, again, early on in the game, and it's showing the Trialsiness, the bike stuff. I couldn't bring myself to capture the platforming. It's so inaccurate. It's so poorly done. The jump mechanics are just awful. The shooting is, again, inaccurate, and it's punishingly hard. I mean, I got stuck on a platforming area with like these horrible laser gates at one point, and it lasted for so long. It made it a real chore for me to beat it for the sake of this review. I really didn't want to play the game, and it just sucked the joy out of it completely, this platforming. The bike stuff, you know, I love that because it really requires a level of skill, precision, timing, you know, those sort of mechanics that are so much fun about the Trials games. But it's buried under this poor story, the poor voice acting, the terrible platforming, the bad shooting, which is all done on the right stick, and it feels terrible. You know, it's just, like I said earlier, it's a bridge too far, and I don't think you should waste your money on this, to be honest. But, you know, it works, the Trials bits work. I kind of enjoy the 80s-ness, I guess. So for that, it's not a 1 star, but it is 2.